Hello to all online viewers. My name is Shamsul Muhammad, from Faculty of Agro-Based Industry, University Malaysia Kelantan, Campus Gili, Kelantan. Well, I'd like to begin by thanking the organizers for the opportunity to present my research. In fact, that study was done last year, in 2019, by my final year student, Zanis. Cottage industry is referring to a small-scale, decentralized manufacturing business often operated out of a home rather than a purpose-built facility. It produces various household items using locally available raw materials and are always for their own use or livelihood. Cottage industry is associated with handicrafts, artistic work in wood and metal, amateur artworks and rural artistry. Recently, the cottage industry has expanded to the urban area. Nowadays, the global demand for soap is increasing rapidly, especially in the cosmetic industry. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, United States of America, defines cosmetics by their intended use, as articles intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or sprayed on, introduced into, or otherwise applied to the human body for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness or altering the appearance. Soaps are cleaning agents that are usually made by reacting alkali such as sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide with naturally occurring fat or fatty acids. The reaction produces sodium salts of these fatty acids, which improve the cleaning process with the addition of water. The combination able to lift away greasy stains from skin, hair, clothes, and others. As a substance that has helped clean bodies as well as possessions, soap has been remarkably useful. Sodium hydroxide is usually being added into bar soap formulation. Meanwhile, potassium hydroxide is used for liquid soap production. Oil palm produces two types of oil, which are crude palm oil, CPO, and palm kernel oil, PKO. CPO is extracted from fibrous mesocarp or the fleshy part of the fruit, while PKO comes from the kernel of the fruit's core. CPO is a type of vegetable oils. It is cholesterol-free and semi-solid at room temperature. CPO is deep orange-red in color due to the high content of natural carotenes. CPO is the rich source of carotenoid and vitamin E, which offer natural stability against oxidative deterioration. Palm oil can be fractionated into liquid olein and solid stearin components. In the market, soaps are usually made from palm olein or so-called refined palm oil. The fractionated process to make the palm olein causes some important nutrients in the palm oil is eliminated. Thus, the objectives of this study were to extract and produce soaps from different ratio of CPO as well as to determine physicochemical properties and sensory attributes of soap prepared from CPO for a cottage industry. Now, we see the section of material and method for this study. First, the method for extraction of crude palm oil from fresh palm oil fruit that obtained from a local palm oil plantation. The extraction of crude palm oil has followed the in-house technique as described by PACO 2002 with some modification. Fresh palm fruits were obtained from a local oil palm planter and cleaned under running tap water to remove dirts. Fruits were cooked in hot water for 1 hour to soften a pulp and manually separated from kernel. Then, the pulps were pressed using mechanical presser to obtain crude palm oil and clarified to obtain crystal clear red crude palm oil. The crude palm oil was kept at room temperature until used for making a soap. The method for the preparation of solid soaps. The preparation of soaps has followed the formulation and method as described by Majestic Mountain Sage's LiCalculator with some modifications. This LiCalculator is online calculation and you will get the hard copy. 5 soap formulation were prepared, namely, Soap A, Soap B, Soap C, Soap D and Soap E. Soap A was contained the 100% crude palm oil. Soap B was the mixture of 75% crude palm oil and 25% refined palm oil. Soap C was contained 50% crude palm oil plus 50% refined palm oil. Soap D was contains 25% crude palm oil plus 75% refined palm oil. and soap E was contained 100% refined palm oil. Lye solution was prepared by dissolving 6.7 grams of sodium hydroxide in 15 milliliters of distilled water. Then, a total of 50 grams of crude palm oil, refined palm oil and its mixture were weighed and heated at 40 degrees Celsius. After that, a lye solution was poured into a heated oil. The oil or its mixture were stirred vigorously for 15 minutes until becoming traces and filled into a soap mold. A towel was laid around the soap mold to trap heat and facilitate the saponification process and allowed soap to solidify at room temperature for 2 days. Then, a solid soap was removed from a mold and placed at good ventilation place for curing and drying process. After 4 weeks, soap was subjected for determination of physicochemical properties. Alkalinity test was made by determination pH using pH meter. Alkalinity of soaps was determined by the method as previously described. Briefly, 10 grams of soap was weighed and dissolved in 100 milliliters distilled water. This was made 10% soap solution and then determined using a pH meter. The reading of pH was taken in triplicate for each sample. Texture profile analysis. The hardness of soap was tested using CT3 texture analyzer by using a 39 cylinder 2 mm in diameter with the 20 mm ZELP probe. The test was repeated 3 times for each sample by pressing the tips of texture profile analyzer on the surface of the soap. Then, the result shown on the screen was recorded. The texture profile analysis was set based on the following parameters. Pre-test speed 2 mm per second. Test speed 10 mm per second. Post-test speed 2 mm per second. Target moved distance 10 mm and trigger load 5 grams. Statistical analysis. The experimental data were analyzed using one-way ANOVA. The data were reported as means plus minus standard deviation and the probability less than 0.05 was considered significant. Results and discussion. Soap formulation. The soaps prepared and studied as depicted in this picture. The soap color was ranging from deep yellow to white. The yellow color is due to the presence of keratin derived from crude palm oil. The pH of soap. The pH scale measures how acidic or basic a substance. The pH scales range from 0 to 14. The pH level ranging 7 is considered as neutral, pH above than 7 will consider as basic or alkaline and pH below 7 is acidic. In this study, the pH value of all soap samples was approximately ranging from 10.18 to 10.48 and categorized as an alkali condition. Soap A, which contained 100% of CPO, had higher pH value, followed by soap D, soap E, soap B and soap C. Soap A, which contained 100% of CPO, had the highest pH value compared to others due to incomplete alkali hydrolysis resulting from the saponification process. All of the soaps still considered as safe to be used for the pH level for all the samples were in the normal pH range of handmade soaps, which were ranged from 9 to 10. This pH helps to gently clean the skin. Generally, handmade soaps were categorized as an alkali. This is because an alkaline substance in soap helped to neutralize the body's protective acid mandrel that acts as a natural barrier against bacteria and viruses. Healthy skin has a pH around 5.4 to 5.9. Hardness of soap. Hardness is an important attribute to soap as it is able to determine the shelf life. Good quality bar soap will have a longer shelf life. The result was showed that the hardness score of soap samples was ranged from 788.89 grams to 1083.56 grams. Soap D, which contained 25% of CPO, had highest hardness value, followed by soap E, soap A, soap C and soap B. ANOVA analysis was indicated that the hardness of soap is not significant. The hardness of the soap was influenced by the type of oils used. In this study, Both CPO and RPO used in soap formulation were extracted from the same source. Thus, the hardness of the soap sample was not significantly different between each other. Generally, the hardness of the soap was influenced by a few factors such as the type of oils used in the soap formulation. The softer oils such as olive, sweet almond and canola are used in preparation of soft soap, and also requires more time to harden.
General discussion. The Global Industry Report 2020 was expected that in 2025, global market for handmade soap can be touched to millions of US dollar. According to Hossain and Imran 2019, Makoka 2014 and Tasnim and Biswas 2016, a major feature of the development and sustainability of the cottage industry is the use of basic equipment, simple, resource-based technology transfer. These characteristics are agreement with the study, which was made soap from palm oil extracted manually from local fresh palm fruits. Consequently, the production of handmade soap from the CPO is very appropriate to be suggested as one of the cottage industries in Malaysia.
Conclusion. Collectively, based on data of pH and hardness, solid soap that made from manually extracted crude palm oil able to use for cottage industry small business,